Hello and welcome to Rolling with Two. I'm Will, and with me as always is the bright Penny herself,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a two-player perspective and accessibility for The Dark Quarter.
Yes.
See what I did? If you're curious about our opinion, check out our other video, Rolling with Reviews, The Dark Quarter. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right. In The Dark Quarter, a cooperative app-driven game set in a dark, fantastical vision of 1980s New Orleans, players each take control of a Beaumont agent and work alongside one another to solve the worst crimes that New Orleans has to offer. Okay, so Will, how does the game change for two players?
There is no changes for two players, but because this is a cooperative game, you will need at the bare minimum two characters. So if you're playing solo, you will have to play two characters. That's essentially it. So there is a bot. It's the app.
Yeah, you will need a device that can run the app and has a working camera. So if you use like a laptop, because I think it is on Steam.
Yeah. You need a webcam.
You need a webcam.
Yes. And just to be aware, this little bot swears.
We'll get to that.
All right.
Okay, so issues at a two-player count. With only two characters, sometimes it feels like you get stretched a bit thin. But as we found, most things, there's really not a time crunch. Even when there's times where the app pops up with like your boss calling you and saying, get to work, get to work. That's just a time.
A lot of flavor text.
It's a lot of flavor text. There are aspects that are time critical, but for most of it, you will have time to explore.
Yes.
The other issue is you could run into points where neither character you've picked is good at a particular skill. There are 4 skills, and depending on the combination, you both could really suck at one of them.
Yeah, or it becomes like your dumb stat, and then the time that is really necessary, you're like, well, I can't
do it. I can't succeed enough.
Yes.
So that kind of gets a little frustrating. But that's it for issues at a two-player count. But as for what it does well, nothing in particular. It doesn't really shine any more.
Or less.
Or less.
At a two-player count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Accessibility.
So, the text in the app is bizarrely very tiny and has poor contrast. I have no idea why there is so much empty space. I mean, I'm playing on my iPad mini here, which is generally, reason I use it is because it's larger than a phone. I would hate to try to read this on a phone. I mean, maybe if you have a laptop, it's better, but there was no way to zoom in on the text.
And not even using the device's own zoom features.
No, it would not work. So that was kind of a problem. I had to continually pick this up and put it right in front of my face to be able to read it.
Yeah. And one thing I know we didn't write notes for, but I do want to bring up, and this got reminded earlier, when you start the game, you can choose how aggressive you want the time elements to be. And so we're like, well, we want to play relaxed, then that did give us enough time. However, there are going to still be moments in here where it's barely any time.
5 seconds. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm going to say it. It's 5 freaking seconds. And when it's Will having to make a choice and I have to read him everything and he's supposed to make a choice in 5 seconds, it's just not going to be accessible if you cannot read the app yourself or you're a slow reader.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I brought it up here is because it's such small, tiny text, you can find yourself being a slow reader. And so when it comes to those 5-second time choices, you will probably have some trouble.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. I mean, the best thing to do, and I'll try to remember after we're done here, is to give them that feedback. I mean, I get the idea of making a quick choice, but you need to give people time to read, and some people are slower readers.
Yes. I mean, the normal extended time when it comes to time and you pick the slowest time is 60 seconds.
Which is, for everything that we encountered, that was enough time for me to read everything to Will, and he was able to make a decision within the 60 seconds.
Yeah.
So you will want to make sure to go into those settings if you don't want, for the most part, such a bad time. I wish there was a way you could just turn it off, because I don't really see what it adds, but...
Intensity, I guess.
Yeah. So as of right now, as of the recording of this, the app is still really buggy. It has everything in it, but it doesn't all work. And there are points where if you make a certain decision, you will not be able to progress in the game, which is where we're at. We actually got to the 4th chapter.
Yeah, and we got to a game-breaking issue that, well, now we have to send in our save file, and who knows when they'll get back to us.
Right. So, that will get fixed eventually, but it is something to note if you're watching this video close to the time that it posted. The app might still be somewhat buggy.
Yeah. Other issues include, like, we were going from one chapter to the next, and then all of a sudden it mentioned a character, and we were like, why does that character sound familiar? We don't know that character, so we never ran across it.
Right.
And then I remembered, oh, that's one of the other player characters. We got a summary for a character that wasn't even logged into the game, but we got their story bits.
Yeah, so that's an example of one of the more minor issues. There are a couple others where you are supposed to be able to make a choice, and it doesn't let you make the choice. Again, we don't want to get into any specifics because, I mean, we forgot to say up front, we're trying not to spoil anything here.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to be as general as possible, but let you know what some of the problems are. Another big thing about the app, which I hope they change at some point, because I know a lot of people have been asking for it, there's no back button. Now, I understand, because we've played a lot of digital board games, there are certain points where you should not be able to go back. But there's a lot of points where if you misclick, especially right in the beginning when you're like, oh, I want to go to this location, but there's another location right next to it, and you accidentally click on the other location. There's no way to leave it. So you're like, well, I guess I have to explore this location that I didn't want to go to.
Yeah, even though you didn't make any decisions in the new place, you're like, I'm accidentally clicked there because they're so close to each other. Too bad.
Yes. So that can get a little frustrating. So I think that's most of the the app issues right now. For the physical components, contrast on the cards is not great. Again, they went a little bit more artsy. I think it has more to do with the thin font, because they use a lighter creamy color on a darker background, but because the font is just a little weird, it can be a little hard to read. The good news is every card you have has the QR code, which if you're on the main map, I believe if you go to the upper left-hand corner, you can click on the little button and it'll let you scan a card. When you scan a card, you get more information about it. So that can help you if you're unsure about one of the cards that you have. There are miniatures. Thankfully, there's only 8. They have identification on the bottom, either letters or numbers, and they are hard to read. And if you get the miniature upgrade pack that has 20 miniatures that you would use instead of some of the cardboard shits.
Yes.
They also have a bit of a problem with being able to read.
Yeah, keep in mind that if you get the miniatures, you will still be using a good number of chits from your chit board. We kind of left them and then punched them out as we needed them.
So, yeah. But it's still nice if you like miniatures, but you don't want to be too overwhelmed. It is kind of nice to have that extra pack of miniatures. But honestly, we'll talk about the review, but it is nice that they slimmed it down on the number of miniatures here.
Yeah.
The dice are also a vision accessibility problem. Again, they went artsy. There's just really poor contrast. It's hard to read the numbers. The big dice are definitely worse than the smaller dice. I would say pick other dice, but these have special symbols. Some of them have like 2 3s, and then they have...
all the big ones have 2 3s and a burst symbol.
Right.
And then the other ones have 1 2 3 4 burst and a success symbol.
The smaller dice are easier to see, thankfully. But
those are called your effort dice.
Yes, the effort dice. But I found I had to pick up the dice constantly to be able to identify them. Okay, so the big elephant in the room with this game that is going to be an accessibility problem for a lot of people is the language. They use a lot of profanity. It is really hard to ignore.
Yeah, so much to the point where it's excessive. For example, when you're going back into the app, maybe you're coming back to the game and you're going through the recap stage or recap screen,
yeah.
where it's telling you, it's like, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did this, you
It's
discovered
very
this.
straightforward information.
There was profanity even in that.
And I'm like, what? And then the problem, again, we'll talk probably more detail about this in the review video. So check that out if you want to know more details. But it's just so consistent but it's also so random. So either you get like paragraphs that are just more profanity in the paragraph than not, or it's fine for a really long time and then just all of a sudden the profane thing just kicks on and you get a bunch of it.
Yeah.
It's jarring. It's unnecessary. I know that this was supposed to be a mature story, but there are smart ways to use profanity. This does not feel like very smart. Again, I know that's more of an opinion thing, but if you are at all offended by a large amount of profanity, I'm not talking about a couple of curse words here and there. This is a large amount of profanity, and if you know...
Almost a Deadpool's worth of profanity.
It's not
done for comedy, though.
Deadpool did it better, and yes, this is not done for comedy. I mean, so... This is just one of those things. This game really might not be for you. Even if everything else sounds really good, if you can't handle that, this is going to be a pass for you.
Well, I would say, like, for example, Destinies. It was still a very dark story. I could play that with a family.
Yeah.
I can't play this with a family.
Correct.
Because it's... the language there is... I don't...
And the other thing is, because... I guess what I should also point out is... Each person at the table is supposed to have their turn with the app and read everything out loud. If you are not comfortable reading profanity out loud to everyone else, this is going to be challenging. Now, you could try to edit it, but then there are sentences where every other word is a profane word, and so then you're going to have to come up with a creative way to tone it down, but you will still see it.
Yes.
Even if you can... turn it into, oh, fudge, or shoot.
My rule of thumb is go Smurf.
Yeah, there you go.
Because Smurf can replace all curse words.
Yeah, but then they're going to have really nonsensical sentences. Smurfed with the Smurf.
Yes.
But on the other hand,
that's filthy mouth.
It's kind of what the profanity does anyways. It makes it a nonsensical sentence.
Yeah, we found many times we had to sit there and parse through the profanity, strip it out in our heads to like... Oh, they said no.
Right. It's like, what was the point of that? Okay, again, we're getting into the review part. Yeah. But this is just one of those things that this is going to be an accessibility problem because you may not feel comfortable saying it out loud with the people you're at the table with. That's going to be the biggest problem, really.
Or playing around. Because maybe you're not even playing with small children, but they're maybe around the house.
Oh, that's true. What if they're just around you? This is definitely not one you'd want to play at a public space.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely not at a public space.
So you need a safe zone, I guess?
Yeah, you need to play in a vault where everything's locked up and people can't get inside.
Yeah.
All right. That's everything for the accessibility challenges. What is good for accessibility? It is all open information. So again, if there is something you can't read or understand or see or whatever, someone else at the table can hopefully help you.
How do you Smurf with this Smurf?
I don't know.
I don't know.
For those who played Destinies, because this has a very... Well, it's basically they took the Destiny system.
Yeah, Van Ryder borrowed it from Lucky Duck.
Yeah, it was a partnership.
Yeah, they went to Lucky Duck, go, we like your system, we want to write a story for it, and they're like, okay.
Right, so the big thing is Destinies is a competitive game. This is a cooperative game. So that was one of the biggest changes. Also, Destinies has a lot more miniatures, a lot more cards. It takes up a lot more space. This is streamlined down to a board. You still have cards, but they don't take up as much space. There's a lot fewer miniatures. There's only 8 miniatures. And then the rest are cardboard chits. But it's really reduced in scale.
Yeah. Essentially what it is like, oh, the board points to this building. All right, let's go to that building. Let's pull up a card to see what's actually in that building.
Right.
And so it's like little framed snapshots, almost like of a comic, where the cards are where you get pulled in, and the board is normally where you live and do your investigation.
Yeah, Destinies is more of that traditional, I would say tile laying, but it's large cards. So you're placing large cards out to create a map, which is a much more cohesive, singular view. So everything's on a much more micro scale, where here you are, again, like you said, popping from building to building across this town, New Orleans. So yeah, it's just really nice that it makes it much more accessible in terms of just the amount of table space you need and the sprawl and the components. It'll be a lot reduced if you've played Destinies. And then lastly, the good thing about the app, and I don't remember if Destinies had this with the app, but you can save this at any point. So you could be in the middle of one of the chapters, I think they call it. And except I kept trying to look at the beginning of a turn, and I'm like, there's no save feature. You do actually have to start the turn. And then once you're in your turn, there is an icon, I think on the right side, where you can save. And then you go through and you're going to record everything that your character rows, the cubes, your cards, and you'll scan those in, how much dice you have, experience, so on and so forth.
Yeah, now Destinies might have had a save feature, but it was less important because once you played a chapter, that was it. You don't revisit those characters.
Yeah.
Elements of that story might show up, but it's in a very nebulous way.
Yeah. Interesting for Destinies, it had a micro map, but then it was more of a macro story.
Yes.
So, anyways.
This one actually does carry on from there. So the saving is much more important here.
Right, because you're going to, at least for the base game, there are four chapters that you're going to play through. So it's the same characters through the whole story because you are trying to figure out this case. Okay. Conclusion.
I also like the dual layer boards.
Oh, yes.
For holding, just like Destinies. That's helpful, and I can actually manage my own board. Of course, I knock the table, and then we definitely need the save feature because the save feature tells us where all the cubes were.
Yeah, don't knock the table because the grooves are not that deep, but for the most part, it does keep the cubes in place. Much better than not having it.
Right.
Okay.
All right, 2 players.
This is, it's fine. It's not something like we're going to say, yes, this is the most bestest co-op campaign game for 2 players. No, but it's good. It's fine. Whatever. Play it with 2 players if that's your jam.
Agreed. 2 players, fine. Nothing really to say about it. Yes, it's a possible player count. You can choose it. Yeah. It's fine. Accessibility.
The biggest problem is going to be the profanity, and that is going to be a hard stop for a lot of people because the system is really interesting. We'll talk about it in our review video, but there's just a lot of people we can't recommend it to because of that profanity. It's just a hard stop.
Yes.
All the other issues will eventually either get fixed or
hopefully.
Hopefully. You need the app to play it because it runs everything for you and gives you your choices. So hopefully they will. Well,
that will be another accessibility hard stop is if you don't have a device
that's true.
Can't play the app.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
True. I don't know how high end it is. Again, I'm playing on my iPad, but I'm not sure. I'd even try it on my phone.
But usually the Google Play stores, you can see what the recommended...
Well, honestly, with the Google Play Store, if your phone can't run it, it won't even be there.
There you go.
So if your phone or device, it's not even visible...
I guess the bigger part is make sure you have a working camera for your device.
Yeah, because if you can play it on your laptop, but your laptop's webcam is broken, that won't... So you do need the right technology, and then hopefully they're going to fix the app and also then make quality of life improvements like a back button or better saving features or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I guess the easiest way to tell is to see if your device can scan QR codes.
True.
If your device can scan QR codes, you're probably going to be just fine with this game.
More likely.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Sarah.
Yeah.
Now we've seen gritty stories and grittier stories using the Destiny system. What type of story would you like to see with the Destiny system? Basically a wish list out to Lucky Duck.
I don't know because I have a feeling they're really only going to use the system to tell dark, gritty stories. Mm-hmm. I'm a Care Bear, so I guess I kind of want to feel more heroic because I feel that's one of the things, we haven't gotten too far into Destinies, but with this system, with the Dark Quarter specifically, it felt more punishing. So it felt more like just trying to survive. I would prefer a dark story where you can feel more heroic.
So maybe a superhero.
Yes. But not just that, is that actually allow me mechanically to get better. Like I went for all the abilities because those you could never lose. But anytime I felt like I was improving my cubes to be able to do checks better,
They'd smack you upside
they'd
the head.
smack me in several places. And then I would just lose things. And I'm like, well, there went all my progress. So I guess for me, I'm not so particular about the setting. Is I want to be able to choose a difficulty setting. And that is the one thing they have not done, because so much of it is hard coded into the app. If a check needs you to have 3 successes, you can't do that thing until you get 3 successes.
Right.
There's no way to say, I want to play this on story mode like a video game would have, where it says, okay, well, all 3 checks now become 2 checks. Or whatever, or reduces it so that maybe you have some stumbling blocks, but you can still get through eventually to be able to experience the story. So honestly,
Yeah, because some people are just notoriously bad rollers.
honestly, we hardly ever rolled successes on our effort dice.
I actually built my character
Yes.
around being terrible.
Yes.
And I got a lot farther with that because the burst is usually a 0.
Yeah,
It's a failed response. But I made it so that my character would get successes off of it. And I was actually then power rolling after a certain point because I had just rolled terribly.
So my wish list is a story/easy mode with whatever they do next, because I do like the system and I'm fine with gritty stories. I just like to feel slightly more heroic in that I'm actually improving my character. I use the term heroic in that I'm improving my character and I'm getting stronger, not that I have to be a hero or a superhero. I mean, that's just usually what goes with it.
Yeah.
But
Easiest to write for.
it's the easiest to write for. But yeah, I would like a story easy mode. What about you?
One of 2 choices. One, exploring an alien planet.
Yeah, that would be
because
cool.
that's always intense. So if
Yeah.
you still want a gritty story, you still have very intense moments of finding like a derelict spaceship. And like,
Right.
well, what's behind that bulkhead? I don't
Right.
know. Or go completely opposite and have every character is a living cartoon.
Oh yeah, this system would be fun with tunes.
Yes, because this goes, yes, you don't have the intensity, but you can have the zaniness cranked up to 11.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. I agree.
Yes. So, Lucky Duck, please, please.
That's if they watch this video all the way to the end.
You need
if
to
they even watch this video.
You need to tag them. All right. And why would you ever roll with just 1 when you can be rolling with 2? If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with 2, that's TWO. We're on Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Discord, we have a channel on Tabletop Express. Check the show notes for the invite link.
If you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.